Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust to talk about that Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And today we're doing a powered trap base. That's right. And a few variations on the same idea, but that's right. Power is in Rust Console Edition. Power Surge has hit public testing branch. So if you have, Deluxe or Ultimate, you have access to download this and try it today. And good news for people that have the baseline edition, there is an upgrade path now called Rust Dark Camo Combat Pack. Check the list to make sure it says Rust Console Edition Public Testing Branch in the item list, and you know that you can update it, and then you can download this. If you're having a hard time finding it on the PlayStation Store, just know sometimes searching it on mobile has a tendency to make it show up when it doesn't. I don't know why that's the case, but it seems to be helping other people, so check it out. Okay. So if you're like, hey, I want to do some trap bases and stuff, how does this all work? I got your back. So what we're going to do is show you the basic tenets here, how this works, and then we're going to go in and dress it up in a more realistic scenario. Now, this is for testing purposes. You could build something like this, but you could work this into your base in many different ways, which I would suggest, because you don't want people to know that it's coming. That's the whole idea. The element of surprise is huge in trap bases. Yes. Okay. So hopefully this all makes sense. There's a lot going on here, right? So if you're like, hey, all this electronic stuff, I don't know anything about it. Here's a great place to start. If you need the power basics, I will go ahead and link that now in the upper right-hand corner. But don't worry, I'll also put it on the end screen of this video. This will show you the basics, the different fundamentals and how to connect things. So if things here are going a bit too fast, you can always check that out. You can always put it in your watch list and then come back to it. Also, if you'd like to support the channel above and beyond, you can go down just below this video. You'll see, while it's playing, you'll see a picture of an icon of a t-shirt, and you can shop right there inside of the browser/mobile application. It's all verified, authorized by YouTube, so it helps support me, the channel, so it's much appreciated. Yay, yay. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want here is a power source. I'm assuming that you have everything else connected, so we're just going to operate off of a small battery in this case. So once you have a door connected, you're going to go up to the door controller and place it on the frame of your door. Now, it's not enough to do just that. You need to pair it to the door. So the way you pair a door controller to a door is you unlock the door, make sure it's green, go up to the frame, tap action. If it's green, it's paired. Now, this is the most important part of this. You need to go back to the door lock and lock it. Otherwise, people can just walk right in whenever they want. Okay. So the next piece of this puzzle, to kind of show you as an example, is the pressure plate. And it does just that. When you stand on it, it activates. So, yes, you can put power into it and have it push out more power when it's activated, but this is a unique item. This and the red switch are unique items because they generate their own power without any power source, but it's a burst of power. And this door controller, if you look at the description, it says it uses 1 unit of power. So that's just right, right? So if you go to the power out and connect it with the wire tool, it should be enough to open the door. If we connect it in the bottom, power input, and stand on it, it opens the door. But if you notice, it closes automatically. I'm not hitting any action button, by the way. And if you look at the door controller, when I step forward, you see it's green. And then when it's off, it closes. That's because the door controller, when the power is killed, the doors will automatically shut. So what's really interesting with this is if the door is already open and I activate this, it turns on for a second, but then remember it goes back to the off state. So the door controller is relatively smart. But here's the thing. This isn't going to be enough for us to activate the door behind us or leave the door open long enough for shotgun traps to lay waste to us. So how are we going to do this? Well, it's our good friend, the memory cell. And what we're going to do is as we plug this in, let me go ahead and bring up the wire controller, the wire tool, geez. I'm going to show you the different inputs. So the power is going to come in at the bottom, and we have 2 different types of outputs on top of the green rectangle. We have inverted output and output. And then on the side are the different ways we can control this. Now, we have a toggle switch, which is cool, but we need more control. Like, we need the trap to be active and then close, and if somebody trips it again, we don't want them to be able to open the doors. So in this case, what we're going to use is what's called set, or basically on, is what that translates to. And then we're going to have a manual switch go to reset. That's how this whole trap's going to work. Now, you're going to have to put this in a long corridor like so. Shotgun traps work really well. I would strongly recommend having a door that swings open, whether it's a single or double door, because those work the best. because the roller boys take about 2.5 seconds to open, and by then people can react to it. So, okay, so before we get started, let's go ahead and pair up our double doors here. Now that we have a lock, we can unlock it, and then hit the action button to pair it, and then relock the door itself. So now what we're going to do, let's go ahead and make these different colors here. If we have, let's make our main door, the inverted output, because we want it to be open, let's make it yellow. And instead of the black wire, put it right there. Now, what's cool is if we use the door behind us, let's just say we use, I don't know, red, because it's going to lay waste to people. I know these are overlapping, and that's a bit confusing. And yes, you would hide these wires. For sure, you would hide these wires. But what's cool is we can bring this red wire all the way over to our, our door controller. It's going to activate the switch. So let's see if we can get this to work the way we think it does. Let's go ahead and bring the black wire up into the bottom of this. Oops, not power in. Nice. So, now that we have it active, remember, yellow is inverted, right? So the door is open. This is the operation that we want. So if we have somebody come in, let's go ahead and put a red switch here, which is nice. Again, it's just like a pressure pad. It generates a little bit of power, but it's excellent for activating switches. So in this case, let's go ahead and just wire it up to the toggle switch and just make it green for now. Right down there. So we're going to toggle between the two states here to see if this is what we want. So if I hit the button, it is. Perfect. So instead of having the toggle switch, because you don't want someone to be able to keep hitting this to open and close doors, because then you could just leave. What we want to do is instead of having this go into the toggle section, we're going to have this go into the reset. And then we're going to have the blue wire go into the set. So this could be a pressure pad, this could be an HBF sensor, this could even be a laser detector. No matter what it is, if it goes into the set, if the blue goes into the set, let me go ahead and leave the marching ants active. If it goes into the set on the memory cell, it's going to activate the trap, which is exactly what we need. I'll leave it here for a second, because it's a little like, at first when you see it, you're like, what? So watch, if we activate the switch, I'm sorry, we have to reset it. What am I doing? Okay, so let's say we are a bad person, right? So you see the door open, you've got the wires hidden. So everything's working the way it should, right? So they walk in, and then you would have like a carpet or something on top of the pressure pad. You would hide it. But when they come in and activate this, it closes the door behind them and opens the door in front. So that's insta-death. If this is in a corridor, you're done. Let me see if we can kind of step back and do it. But yeah, the reason why we have the red switch here is because it helps us reset it, because then they can step on this all they want, and it's not going to activate the door. And obviously these would be hidden. And that's what we'll do another example here in the next room that shows you that. So you're like, hey, that's cool. This works great, but like I want to put turrets on the inside, and I don't know how to do that. Well, I got your back. If you need a good turret setup, some basic turret setups you can use today, I will go ahead and link the basic turret setup guide now in the upper right-hand corner. If you want to go check that out. Again, these are all active things that you can use today or even in the build we're using right now. Okay, so you can start to see how you can really use this in a real-life scenario. Let me go ahead and just leave this up for a second so you guys can see how this works. Let me go ahead and hit the reset. Isn't that great? I opened the door by myself, right? And so if somebody comes in, let's go ahead and do it from the outside. Door shuts, door opens, you're done. And you would have this in the other room where you could reset it. So it brings up a good question, right? Like, how do you hide this? And how do you hide in your base if they don't see you? Because if they see you getting all greasy and sweaty in the corner, they're going to have a pretty good idea that you're trying to kill them, right? So you need a really sneaky way to do so. Well, that's what this scenario is. If you have things elevated a bit, you can create a secret compartment where you're looking at people's feet, and you can tell when people come in. Well, the trap will activate automatically, but you know when to reset. Places to dump the loot that you get. But also, if you're walking in here, you're like, man, how do I hide all this stuff? Well, I got your back. I'll show you. Okay, so this next scenario, we're actually going to do the full setup and kind of tuck things away. Here, let me go over here so you guys can still see this setup here for a second while I take a swig of the old tactical cylinder. Boop, boop, boop. Beautiful. So yeah, we're going to hide the components in a realistic scenario and actually hide the pressure pad. Again, you can use a laser detector. There's a lot of different ways you can dress your trap base in such a way where it's distracting enough where people aren't going to see what's going on. And that's what we're going to do. Okay, so inside of your, I call this like the control tower. This is usually not even accessible anywhere else but with the sleeping bag inside of here, but we'll leave it with the door cut away. So I usually put a sleeping bag on the floor. And then what we're going to do is have the actual memory cell just chilling right here. We're going to have the activator switch chilling down here so we can reset it when we need to. The power is going to come from the mainline battery. Over here. What do we use for the colors? I kind of want to use the same one. So black to come up to the power. Got it. I just want it to match up. And then this way you'll see like a realistic scenario for like how this is all going to look. And a lot of times you don't want things spaced out. Like after you understand it, you really want to tuck things away and leave them very concealed. What did we use for this one? Was it green? Hopefully this isn't terribly confusing with me phasing through the walls. Okay, so this is going to go into the reset button. And then the activator switch is going to be the pressure pad. Here, let's go ahead and rotate it. Can we rotate it? Here, let's do it this way. So the out switch is like right here. And again, there's lots of different ways to hide this. So when the power is out, so this pressure pad is essentially just going to be a different way to activate the switch. So we use this as blue to say power out. Yes, it does. And we'll bring it sneakily up the frame here. If it's behind the seam here, like where the door opens, it's real easy to conceal. That's why I like to put the door controllers kind of back on the frame, because if you're outside the door, you have no idea what's going on. Like, yes, you can see that, but like you don't know there's a door controller up on the frame. You have no idea. Okay, so realistically, what we can do now is... Oh, whoops. We're not doing the example piece. We got to bring it back over to the actual switch. What am I doing? Okay, so in this case, you bring the blue wire down. What an idiot! So check this out. You don't even have to run it on the floor. What's beautiful about this is if you set this up and you come back down into here, you can bring it on the floor and drag it under the floor tile itself. And then bring it up to the green memory cell. I'm like, what is this? So look, you don't even see the wire inside of the base itself. Look at this. Like, it's clean, dude. Oh, whoops. Not so clean. Come on, Jade, fix it. Hey, let's redo it because we got our wire sticking out. Now we look like idiots. Come on, phase it out. Let's go. Is it left trigger that will actually stop? If you're on top of the node that's set, it will erase the node, the power node. It's good to hide your wires. It really is. Okay, so the inverted part is going to go to, what do we use? Yellow for inverted and then red for the active, for the kill. Yellow. So our inverted output, remember, goes to the door itself. So I'm going to just bring it along the frame here. What we could do is kind of bring it up a bit high so nobody sees it on the wall. And then, again, you're going to be coming in and out of your base to, like, conceal that. But as long as it's behind where the door opens, you're, like, good to go. See what I mean? If you're out here, you don't know what's going on. So now that the yellow wire is going over there, let's go ahead and wire up. Did we actually put a door controller on this? Oh, we did. Go us. Alright, so now with the red wire, which is the kill wire, we can bring this down a bit. Right, because we kind of want it to go across the frame here. We'll have it go under the floor tile if we want to. Or a lot of times you can stick it in like the corner of the wall and stuff. That helps a lot. And then if you want to bring it through things, if you put a point on the outside and then kind of bring it here, it's going to do the points in between, or it's going to draw a line in between. So it's like a good way to kind of like go through something. As long as it's not peeking, you're good. You're going to bring it up to the door controller here. Perfect. So our state right now is dead. So beautiful. Okay, so if we go back to our secret room here, let's see if it actually operates. Okay, so we reset it. Doors open, these are shut. Beautiful. So you're like, okay, that's cool. We have what we have in the other room, but you just have an elevated floor. Well, let's dress it up, shall we? Now, this is a great way to do this. I'm going to go ahead and close this door. If you use a level 1 workbench, or even some furnaces that are active, it makes it super dirty. And here's why level 1 works so damn well. Because if you walk through there, dude, you're not going to see that guy. You're not going to see him, dude. You're not going to know. If you stick some furnaces on the opposite side, you know, kind of dress this situation up and have them active, they're not going to be paying attention. And if you go one step further and stick a carpet down, right, so it looks like you're trying to, you know, boost your comfort and, like, you know, get good, your health all situated, no one's going to freaking know, dude. You turn these bad boys on, you make it so people can walk right through. Actually, that might be a bit tight, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so what we're going to do here is, I'll probably just stick these down here or something, but you just turn these on and no one's going to know. So, like, what's going to happen is, let's go ahead and reset this. As they come in, you have, like, you don't know that's a secret room. You don't know I can see your feet right here. I'm sitting here just going, right? Heck, you can even shut this door, and as soon as you hear the shotgun traps go off, you go, where's the loot? Grab it from the body, stick it in the boxes, reset, here you go. So look at this. You come in here. You could even make this down a corridor or something, right? Or it looks like the airlock has been busted open and this door was left open. And these are active, right? Like somebody got deeped on. Or like you leave a dead body out here, in-game, of course. Aunt Susan, don't clap us. But you leave the body there, and so it looks like somebody got slept. So then you just kind of walk in, and then boom, this door shuts, and this opens, and you can't do anything. If they're in a hallway like this, you're done. Shotgun traps, boom, you're done, dude. 2 of them would wreck you. 3 of them, insta-kill. Doesn't matter if you're geared or not. And if you look down here, you can tell exactly when this thing went off. And then you're like, oh, great, I got all my stuff. Let me reset it. So when you reset it, the main door opens, and the kill box shuts and waits for the next one. Boom. Beautiful, right? So there's a lot of different ways to do this. Get creative. And remember, the element of surprise is what makes the trap base so powerful. And again, if you're looking for, if this is a bit too advanced, you can always go over to the Power Basics. We'll go ahead and throw that up on the end screen now. Hopefully this helps out. Let me know how it's going in the comments down below. How many people? What kind of cheese are you getting? You know what I mean? Let me know. We'll see you in the next one.